Dobré dopoludne, opäť sa vám hlásime z posledného dňa konferencie Globsec v Prahe, je 1. septembra. Naším hosťom je pán Il-sung, námestník ministra obrany Južnej Kórey. Téma situácia vo východnej Ázii, vzťahy na Kórejskom polostrove a s ostatnými zainteresovanými mocnosťami. Mr. Sung, what's the overall situation right now on the Korean Peninsula? Is the tension growing?
Yes, sir. Exactly. I'm Deputy Minister from Ministry of National Defense in Korea. Actually, as a member of Ministry of National Defense in Korea, we are very much concerned about North Koreans' provocation and their threats, including long-range missiles and also small drones and any kind of the new weapon systems. And we believe that a lot of new precise weapon systems technologies are brought from outside, and we believe that Russia is one of the sources of the technology. So we are facing North Korea. We have been, faced North Korean threat over 70 years, but we are still facing new threats from North Korea. And also, as you mentioned, the tension is growing.
Are there also some hybrid or cyber attacks from North Korea or maybe China, as they do it against Taiwan?
Actually, I do know the numbers of the cyber attacks from North Korea. Then I cannot tell you because of the strategy. But they are trying to hack our systems every day, every minute, every second. And sometimes they hack the government official systems. Then they steal a lot of information from our systems, and also even they try to hack some kind of monetary systems to steal money. So they are trying to do any kind of threats in cyber security areas. So we are provoked by North Korea all the time. And they are doing these kind of things, not even just inside of North Korea, and then also in the China mainland. So I'm not sure the Chinese are trying to do these kind of things against South Korea, but North Korean threat is imminent, and we believe they are doing every second.
Are there some hybrid activities from Russian Federation against South Korea, possibly?
Possibly they are doing some, but I can say this. We are facing North Korea all the time, and then we are facing North Korea, and then we are preparing somewhat different type of provocation. And then you can imagine that Korea is neighboring China, North Korea, and then Russia. And then those three countries are trying to make some kind of hybrid operations, military operations against South Korea. If North Korean airplane or the battleship is moving with Chinese battleship or the Russian battleship, actually,
warships in general, not battleships.
We can react on North Koreans, but it is very hard to make a decision to some kind of military action against Chinese warship or the Russian warships. It's kind of hybrid of military operations, and then they are trying to they try to do something against South Korea, and then they ask us. They want South Korean government to react on that. So we try to calm our military action down against those countries' military hybrid actions.
When we say North Korean nuclear program or ballistic program, can we get some overall, very generally, a picture of what we mean by that? Because I think, at least in our area, most people, including me, do not have a clear idea what are the nuclear weapons of North Korea, what is the caliber, the types or so. So what do they have?
I cannot tell you the exact calibers of it and then how many of the warheads of the missiles, but I can say that they have. When they started the nuclear program in North Korea, USA and South Korean government is trying to provide light nuclear reactor for the energy source. So North Korea agreed to have that reactors instead of they having their own nuclear program because they insisted that program is for energy source, not for the military weapon systems. But because of our negotiation has been failed for 30 years of negotiation and trial from our side, finally they reached to the final goals to have nuclear warheads. They can use this weapon system not only just South Korea, but other adjacent the nations, including if they put the warhead onto the intercontinental missile systems, it can reach to the Europe or even USA. So it is a great threat to USA. So nowadays they want to be recognized by other countries as a nuclear power countries, but no other the Western countries try to do that. So that is a kind of the differences of reality, and then some kind of the policy.
The People's Republic of China supports Pyongyang, North Korea, from reasons comprehensible. Certainly, it seems to be geostrategic reasons. It's a peninsula between Japan and the continent. But anyway, is it more geostrategic or is it ideological also? What can we say on this? Is there an ideological affinity being felt in Beijing with North Korea, or is it just pragmatic geostrategy?
The Chinese government always tried to be supportive to North Korea. So actually, when the Korean War broke out in 1950, they supported a lot of the weapons and then all the soldiers. More than 3 million soldiers was participated in Korean War from China. And also a lot of the weapon systems brought from the Russian, at the time Soviet Union. So Russia and China, they also, both countries are thinking that North Korea is a kind of the frontline countries against Western world, not only just the South Korea. So they are supportive. They are very much supportive to North Korea, especially nowadays. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is very close to Mr. Putin in Russia, because nowadays they have some kind of the big deal exchanges of weapon systems and the new technologies, and then a lot of support from the Russia. While they having very close relationship is growing, the Chinese government is concerns about the relationship between two countries, because the Chinese economy is reliant very much on Western world. They have to export their products from the mainland. So they have to be a part of the United Nations sanction against North Korea and also the Russia. So they try to be in the middle of it. As the ideology part, they support North Korea and the Russians, but for the economic reasons, they have to stay with other countries like normal countries. We think that Russia's aggression against Russia, the Russians against Ukraine is not right, but they cannot show the real intention, but they try to be a part of sanction. In that sense, North Korea, it can be the China can be a kind of supporter to North Korea, but still China's try to be neutral countries, unlike Russia to the North Korea. So if I say the three countries, they are very close, but China is a little this apart from two countries nowadays. And then geopolitical reasons, if they get together in one specific region, the reason or any kind of crisis, it's going to be a very serious problems to Korea and then to Taiwan or Japan. So we are worrying, we are concerning that kind of situations very much.
The North Korean regime has been around for quite a long time, despite the sanctions, despite economic problems and everything. What are, according to you, the perspectives of the North Korean regime? Shall it degenerate? Shall it harden? Or is there any chance for some sort of liberalizing reforms or crumbling of the regime or some sort of a perestroika?
Many people in Western world believe that when Kim Jong-un, the current leader of North Korea, father died, actually we believe he's too young at the time, only 30 years old. He couldn't lead the country because his father and his grandfather's charisma was
not very usual even for totalitarian regime.
But still, his regime is very strong, and he can maintain his close the boundaries as strong as possible. The reason is they hack a lot of the monetary fund systems around the world, and then they get some resources from outside, and also China and Russia can support, that they can make it happen to maintain their regime. But they cannot control, absolutely they cannot control all the area of North Korea. The normal residents outside of Pyongyang or in the rural area, they just survive by their own effort. They make the kind of free market or flea market. They get some materials naturally, or they get some materials from China and then they sell it, and then they make a kind of free market systems, even though that is very small. So North Korea is sustaining by the normal people's their own effort. That is a kind of survival effort, not for the government effort or the national side effort. And then the Kim Jong-un's effort is to make their regime or core members of the regime survival the effort. So two different efforts makes the North Korea survive still, but maybe there will be a kind of end of this kind of systems.
Mr. Il-sung, thank you very much for having time for us, for your interview.
Thank you very much.
See you perhaps later somewhere again.
Thank you, sir. Bye.